Welcome back, Let's Players. That Gamer Mexican here, bringing you another episode of Fire Emblem. In this episode, we're going to introduce a couple new characters because, you know, it's the tutorial, so they give them to us. A couple new fighting strategies because it's the tutorial and they also give it to us. And a couple more points on the Sain Ownage Counter. So, I was suggested by a friend to talk more during my Let's Play so that there aren't very many, like, times where there's just silence in the game running. So I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna try to do that at least. Don't yell at me if I kind of ramble on a lot. So here we enter the nice, quiet, peaceful, oh crap, the village was destroyed. This is a little bit awkward, but... Hey, if any of you have little cousins, you guys should know what I'm talking about, but... Tomorrow, I'm going over to my uncle's place, and... his little cousin, or my cousin, who's his son, he's about 4 or 5, he's really excited that we're going, so I thought that was pretty cool. I was a little bit happy about that, until, you know... I realized he only wants me to go there so I can beat a video game for him. That made me feel a lot less special. But still pretty cool, because I'm being valued for my video game playing talents. That and he's 5. This one may seem a lot less funny than my friend's Marlin the Goomba in his Nintendo 64 ones. But in my defense, this one's a lot harder to do random stuff on. That and, if you've ever heard him, he's got this natural talent at making stuff funny without even trying because of his voice, especially his Toad impression. I recommend you go see Marlin the Goomba and try to get his Toad impression. It's hilarious if you haven't seen it already. Okay, so we introduce here the really shy Pegasus Knight, who's our first new character and also our first new flying style. It's sort of explained already, well not already, but it'll be explained in a bit, but I still need to talk, so she flies obviously because her horse has wings. And the trick is to use that to your advantage because she's not hindered by walls or anything really. She can go over any terrain. So she's really useful for either picking out archers and such in the back or getting villages before they're taken over. The problem though is she's a Pegasus Knight. So bows, they do an automatic, or they do 3 times the normal damage on her. So, if a bow gets a critical on her, then it deals 9 times the damage it normally would've. And unlike wyverns, Pegasus Knights have a really crappy defense. So, if you're not lucky when you get the level up points, then axes will also be able to destroy her. The upside though, is she's really fast and has a good skill, so she'll normally hit them twice a lot. And rarely miss while dodging a lot. And she has a really high resistance, which is something that in the tutorial almost none of your units have. They normally start with 1 or 2 maybe at the end. And apparently she just stepped on somebody, which I find kind of violent. I mean, I'd be pissed off too if a horse landed on me. I mean, it's got to weigh maybe 200 pounds, maybe less, probably less actually, but still, I mean, it came out of the air and stepped on him. I'd be pissed too. Okay, so after the sort of talking from Lynn, we introduce another character, Will. Will, which is spelled with 1 L, which I find kind of messed up, but he's an archer, which is also explained, but I have more fun explaining it than you probably do reading it. So he can attack one square away. This is for all the new people. If you're looking just for fun, and because you like Fire Emblem, you're not going to learn anything new here, but Will can attack from one square away, so he's not counter-attacked by anyone who doesn't have a bow. And, but if they get up close to him, he can't fight, so he gets hit and can't do anything about it. The best place to put an archer is if you're defending, you can put it, if you're waiting for your enemy to attack you a lot, then you can put him behind a wall. And if you're attacking, you put him behind someone big, with a really high defense. Here we sort of see how indirect combat works, which is with the bow. And also, if we can use the mercenary so that Florina can stab him a couple times and kill him. Now, Florina is, well, I explained it, but crap, I lost my train of thought. You guys messed me up by talking. Right, I was going to talk about longbows. There's only one in the game, but it increases an archer's range from one square away. He can fire up to 2 squares away, so he can attack archers, and they won't be able to fire back at him, which is nice. Now here's a really easy kill for Sain, so he gets a level up. I always like giving him level ups, because, you know, the stronger he is in this, the less I have to use him in Elwood Story. You'll also find out later on that Florina is really shy. And Sain is really horny. So that's already a good enough combination for a few Sain Onages. How do you say that? Onages? Owns? I guess owns is the word to go for. I have no idea why I paused for so long here, but anyways, I'm still under 15 minutes, so it's good. Oh, if you're wondering why I said something like that, it's because the way it works is I can either get what's playing on the speakers to record, or what's playing on my microphone to record. I can't get both at the same time, so what I normally do is I record it with the speakers on, and then I edit it, so it all fits under 15 minutes, or I get rid of any dumb parts. And then I watch that video and do the commentary at the same time, so I'm pretty much you, watching it right now, except my voice matters. I find it kind of funny that the villagers just give us random amounts of money for saying close the gate. You'd think that they'd have seen the bandits and closed it on their own, but no, they're friggin' blind. The money that comes in here, it's not really useful, but I mean, it helps stockpile money, which is good. And also, in Elwood's mode, when you get Lyn for the first time, she has the Manicati, a Vulnerary, and a gem, and the rarity of that gemstone, either blue, white, blue, or red, is dependent on how much money you got here. So, red is worth the least of the 3 at only 2,500. Blue is in the middle, worth 5,000. And the white gem, there's only 2 other in the game, but they're worth 10,000. You might see those later on, or I guess I might be able to tell you now, but I'm a little lazy here too, so didn't even explain the weapons triangle for you. That's the problem though, when you're fighting archers, they get really annoying because you only get about 4 people that can use ranged attacks, so they can attack you a lot, and you can't do anything about it. The upside though is the archers are all really slow, and they don't deal much damage, so my favorite trick for taking out archers, especially archers that are bosses, is you can surround them, and then they won't be able to move at all. So you can kill them whenever you want, really. There's only one boss that you can do that to, though. A guy named Denning. You meet him really late in the game, and he's really strong. So if you use that tactic, he's really easy to kill. I use really a lot. At least the good thing about being in the tutorial is that almost all of your enemies have axes, so you're always on top of the weapons triangle, except for Florina, who's sort of hard to train this early in the game. Okay, there's only one guy left, and I don't really think it's worth it to visit the weapons shop, so I guess I can just pull them apart with Lynn and Will, and maybe Florina if they need help. Now, I think I already explained this to you guys, but for any of you who didn't watch the last episode, why I don't know, it's not like I have a lot to watch. This is the 4th, but the Manicaddy is a really, really valuable sword, but you can still overuse it in the tutorial, because when you get it again, it's at full durability. But you have to be careful with it later on, because if it breaks, it's gone. So you can use it until it's got a few durability points left, and then keep it in storage and wait to get the hammer and staff. You get one later on. This little conversation, I guess, shows that Lynn only really, really hates the Talavar bandits, and the other ones she kind of just tolerates, but I want to kill them all anyways, so they're all gonna die. Unfortunately, this was a really bad move, because then I get attacked a lot, but it's a defending map, so you can learn a lot of good strategies for archers. If you've ever played any other Fire Emblem games before, and you've noticed that only women are Pegasus Knights, that's because Pegasus are sexist. They only let women on. That kind of pisses me off, because in one game you make your own unit, and if you choose a guy, you can't be a Pegasus Knight. They're like my favorite flying units, and one of my favorite units. Anyways, this is just a perfect setup for more Sain Owning, so let's just wait and see what happens. Even though I already know what happens, because this is like my 4th playthrough and I already saw this video in specific. See what I mean? Anyway, so while this little cutscene is going on, it's almost the end, about 20 seconds left. So I guess the final thing I have to say is that Gamer Mexican is signing off. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to keep an eye out for the rest of my videos, and also the rest of Marvel and the Goombas, because, you know, we advertise for each other. See you next time.